Cracking YouTube. Get you some cherry pipe tobacco. Pack. Light. Tamp. And light again. Ooh. As I drop the lighter, ding, bangs into the cup. But that's alright. That's the least of my concerns at the moment. You drop the lighter, shit happens, man. So, I discovered this really obnoxious female on YouTube. One of those bitchy femanazi types. I could not find the original video in question, but I found a video compilation that someone made of this person's video. And we're going to watch the video compilation of this bitchy feminazi, and they put a bunch of funny shit in between it, like The Simpsons, Futurama, American Dad, The Family Guy, and all that sort of thing. But what's got this angry feminazi so pissed off? Let's find out, shall we?
Okay, I decided to finally pick up this topic and discuss it because we need to kill all men. I am sick of being a baby factory.
It's happening again! I'm a baby factory.
We need to kill all men. I am sick of being a baby factory.
No, I can't stop them!
That produces more men that will just, in the future, subjugate me.
It's so great that Yale has finally forbidden men from taking science. Now let's see. Should I major in chemistry or algebra?
So the only answer to that is to kill male babies and just kill any man that you see, like in the street.
Okay, here's the solution, honey. That's kind of extreme. If you're sick and tired of being a baby factory, then, I don't know, use birth control, close your fucking legs, just say no. That kind of thing. Wouldn't that be a lot easier than advocating for the slaughter of human beings? You know who else advocated for the slaughter of human beings? Adolf Hitler. But
where are all the men in your society? Men died out many years ago.
With all these women around, they'll probably nag to death. Are you with me, fellas?
Fucking Bender. Bite my shiny metal Asperger's.
Like any swinging dick. Like any swinging dick.
Have you actually ever sat at a table and watched with this fucking donkey's dick swinging in front of their face? It's hilarious.
Like any swinging dick. Just kill him. Because we want the species to go on.
You want the species to go on, yet it takes two people to make a baby, and it takes two people to argue, so you're telling me you're going to become a seahorse and reproduce asexually? I mean, why are these angry feminazis, YouTube? Why are they so focused on every man in general? Why not focus on the good men they have in their life? And if they've had nothing but shitty men in their life, that's not my fault. It's not their fault either, but
only to go on with women in it.
They want this. She wants the species to go on with just women in it. How long do you think that's gonna last? Okay, let's say this psycho bitch gets what she wants. All men are killed. Then what? How long before women start killing each other? Because, you know, you can call me a sexist all you want, but I've noticed that when women live together, it doesn't pan out so well. They fight like crazy. They have their period one after another like a domino effect because God's got a sick sense of humor. I think God's both sexes. Think about it. He gets the Virgin Mary pregnant, doesn't stick around. That's a guy move. But you didn't do it, he said, so he's going to destroy your crops and make your life a living hell. That's a female move.
Women go free. Men stay in chains. We take them to our leader. She know what do. A female leader.
So that's what we have to do. That's the only way to keep the human race going.
Hey, Tyler, you on your way to algebra?
Yeah, I'll see you there.
You're awful!
The preceding joke was brought to you by men.
Men, we don't know what we did.
That's not a real fucking thing. Debunked.
Ugh, the way she says debunked is just so cringe-inducing. Oh, you're one to talk. Have you seen your channel? Yeah, fuck you, troll.
But really, this is just a paranoia on the part of men that they might lose the power and privilege that they currently hold.
Oh, so according to her, men are just afraid to lose the power and privilege they have. This is why it's called sexist double standards, because the bullshit that men and women have to put up with is equally spread. Yes, sometimes men have it better than women. It's just how it is. If you're in a crowd of people and you see a man beating the shit out of a woman, everybody comes to her defense. But if it's the other way around, people point and laugh at the man. They call him a pussy and they film it and put it on YouTube for everyone else to laugh at.
Oh, God, you're killing me.
Should probably do a little research, rethink your life.
Yes, the chick making this video talking about how she wants to kill all men because they're all just pigs. She should do some research. See how women live around the world where they're more culturally oppressed than you are. My guess is this is just another typical bitchy Western feminazi woman who's like, oh, people disagree with me and my opinions. I'm oppressed. Right. You could be living in the Middle East where you're forced to wear a goddamn camping tent over your entire body, you show any fucking ankle, and you're stoned to death. You get caught fingering your twat, and you're hung and beheaded in Times Square. And men treat you like dog shit. They beat you, and they slap you, and they abuse you. And here's the best part. Even if you supposedly love the husband you're married to in those parts, you have to share him with 8 to 9 other women. So, really, you want to talk to me about how oppressed you are. You want to talk about privilege.
Man.
Really, their bitching has created more things for feminists to work on, to work towards equality for both sexes. So,
Oh, well, really, men's bitching has created something for feminists to work on, to work towards gender equality. Okay, you want to know why the reason why men bitch about women like this? I can't imagine why. You start the video off by saying how you're sick and tired of being a baby factory and your solution to that is kill all men. I can't imagine why. YouTube, I cannot imagine why men are bitching about feminazis like this. This is the kind of chick that gives feminism a bad name, gives the movement a bad name. One of those typical, you know, the rants I've been going on YouTube where feminazis like to victimize their own sex and blame men for everything. This is exactly the chick I'm talking about, the exact kind of chick.
so that's been a positive thing, but they don't really do shit. They just kind of bitch and complain and...
Yeah, because us men, you know, we don't do shit. We just bitch and complain, sit it on our asses and scratch our nuts, burp and fart. Right.
They're a bunch of losers who can't get girlfriends.
Yeah, if they bitch and complain about feminazis and their sexist opinions, they're just losers who can't get girlfriends. Yeah, bitch, because you sound like you've had a boyfriend in the last month or two, I bet. Every guy you've been with has been just the best. I bet every guy you've been with has just been a real treat. Treated you like you should be treated, with respect and kindness. You know, I bet every guy you've been with has fucked you like a porn star and treated you like a goddess. Clearly because you seem so highly opinionated about men. You seem so thrilled by the idea of men existing.
Basically.
You know, that hurts my feelings. I tried going on a diet, you know. The zone. You know, carbs are the enemy. Oh,
Fuck this guy. And you'll be like, why? Why do women not like me? They just want custody of children and child support for the fucking sperm that turned into a baby.
Okay, you get these women who love to bitch and say they don't need a man in their life to help raise the kid. Right, but you'll gladly accept child support from said man. You'll gladly take any handout the government gets you to help you raise that kid. And you'll continue to pop kids out so you can keep those benefits. Just so you can sit on your lazy ass and bitch about what pigs men are while sucking child support dry out of every guy you fuck. And that's the honest truth.
Here live vengeful, all-knowing leader. She decide men's fates. Is she hot? That's not important. She all-knowing. In other words, no. Oh!
Like, dude, get out while you can.
Yes, you know, exactly. You talking about yourself again, sweetheart? Get out while you can. You look young enough. I mean, you're not as hot as the chick I want to ask out, but you're decent enough looking, you know, that if you weren't such a raging cunt, I'd totally date you. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're willing to get laid and you can't as a female, that's pretty sad. Either there aren't enough men that are available in your area, or maybe it's just you. You know, the biggest complaint from women is, I'm so sick of asshole men. Well, maybe some part of your personality attracts those men to you. It doesn't justify the way men treat certain women a certain way, what have you, or all women in general. It doesn't justify men being pigs. It doesn't. But you could be the nicest female on the planet, but if you're shallow as fuck, guess what? You're going to attract asshole men every time. And, you know, much like if America bombs the crap out of the Middle East just to stereotypically take out the so-called terrorist, they kill a bunch of innocent civilians in the process, and that's all it takes for the terrorists to say, this is why you should join our cause, because look what they did. You know, and with femanazis, it's no different. No different. That man treats you like shit. See, all men are like this. This is why you should join our cause. Literally, femanazis are the terrorists of the female world. They use men for emotional punching bags. They victimize their own sex as females, which is not empowering. And they blame men in society for the problems, which most of their problems they cause themselves with their own shitty decisions and the shitty people they hang out with. But
you're gonna be a loser for life. It's like, just stop being lame.
And that's the end of her stupid video. Like I said, this is a video compilation that someone else made of this chick's video. I imagine this video got taken down off of YouTube because YouTube was like, whoa, hey. You can't talk about killing people on YouTube. That's a no-no. YouTube would consider that an offensible offense. Like, that would totally violate community standards because that's violence and harassment. Now, for 1 second, YouTube, just picture for 1 fucking second, if a man went on YouTube and said, all women do is bitch and complain and produce babies. All women everywhere would be pissed. Pandora's box would be opening up and Lilith herself would be coming out screeching like a banshee. How dare you, you chauvinistic male pig. But, you know, women are allowed to have standards. Women are allowed to treat men like shit. And if men even respond with, hey, that's not cool. Oh, well, you can't do that. You oppressive pig. Like, what? Okay, you complain about sexism and then you yourself are a sexist towards the opposite sex. That's hypocritical as fuck, man. And you can't just, YouTube, you can't just expect respect without giving other people respect. You can't just demand respect without giving it. And relationships are no different. It's 50-50. And it's not just relationships. If men and women are to get along, there needs to be a mutual respect for one another. That's not just in romantic relationships, YouTube. That's also in the workforce and in everyday life. But I feel like with women, sometimes you can't win. You ask them, hey babe, could you do the dishes for me? Oh, why? Because I'm a woman and I belong in the kitchen? You're a sexist. Or if you say, hey babe, I got you. I'm gonna do the dishes. Oh, why? Because I'm too dainty? You're a sexist. So, as a couple, if you want to make chores more fun, listen to music and talk while you do it, Make it a couple's activity instead of, oh, this is boring as shit. Because nobody likes doing chores, man. But here's the thing of it. When you're older, they gotta be done. Unless you're like a bazillionaire and you have maids and butlers to do it for you, then, that trash gets full, you gotta take it out. The dishes need to be, you know what I'm saying? Well, unfortunately, when men treat women like shit and women treat men like shit, it creates an imbalance. And this bitch's attitude, oh, well, men are just afraid to lose the privilege and the power they have. You want to talk about privilege. If a man is raped by a woman and goes to the police and says so, he's going to get laughed at. But all men want is sex. And then he's going to be like, nah, dude. She was like 400-pound She-Hulk. My wife's going to kill me. I'm like freaking out right now, man. Oh, okay, well, now we'll take it seriously. And women are allowed to have the highest standards possible, but as soon as a man has standards, he's a pig. How is that fair? And again, it's not. It's not fair, YouTube. Now, gender equality means that if women like that are allowed to say shit like that, then men can say it too. And if she's not allowed to, then neither are men. I don't care what she did, YouTube. She hit you one time, put your fucking hands in your pocket and walk away. Because as a male, women will use you as an emotional punching bag and justify it by saying, but I have my needs. Right. And when it comes to arguing, women are champs at this shit because they know what to do. If they're right on the argument, they will stay on point. But if they're wrong, they'll use something that pisses you off and they'll use that against you. It's like a little verbal time bomb. They say it goes into your head, and it's only a matter of seconds before you call her a name or say something to piss her off, and then boom, you've already lost the argument. Throw in the towel, you're done. And the third or fourth time, you're sitting there doing dishes going, how the fuck did I lose that argument? Damn it. Yeah. But I get it. Some women are like, well, you don't know what it's like. They hand you a rose and pretty words and a promise. Okay, so then don't be so quick to let your guard down. Be a bit more decisive. You know what I'm saying, YouTube? Yeah. I used to have a very negative outlook towards women, and the reason why it changed is because that's not fair to them and that's not fair to me. Just because a couple of women were shitheads to me growing up doesn't mean they're all going to be like that. And that's fair. Now, just because you have a negative experience with a certain race or a certain sex doesn't mean they're all going to be like that. And that's just the thing of it. When you're doing shit to piss people off that your race or your sex is stereotypically known for doing, you're just making yourself and your people look bad, dude. And that's not cool. But you want to know why feminists everywhere are so pissed off? It's because of the gender equality issue. And it's a point that I made in my last rant video. If you look up sexism on Google, literally 4 words: prejudice, stereotyping, or discrimination. And right after those 4 words, typically against women. That's an oxymoron. Like, literally, it just said stereotyping was a part of sexism, yet the definition itself is a stereotype. If they would have taken out typically against women out of the equation and said typically happens to both sexes, that would have been a bit more fair. Notice that when you go to Google and you click on the definition for racism, it doesn't include a certain race. It simply says discrimination against a certain race or type of people, which is a broad term to mean every race. So why can't the definition for sexism be the same? Why does it have to include typically against women? That's the kind of shit that pisses me off. That's the kind of shit that gives femanazis the ammunition they need to fire their bullshit bullets. You know what I'm saying? It's the exact kind of bullshit they need. And that's all they need, you know? So it feels like sometimes that society is giving these women shit to bitch about. And quite honestly, as a man, if I was in their shoes and I experienced those double standards, I would be bitching about it too. Oh, but the stereotype, oh, you're a white male, you must be a racist and a sexist. Well, fuck you too. I gotta grab some water. Hold on a second. Yeah, you'll get those bitchy, independent, overly independent women. Oh, I don't need a man or anyone to take care of me and my kids. No, but you'll gladly suck child support out of that man. You'll gladly take any handout you can get. You know, you don't need no one to take care of you, yet you'll squeeze everyone's tax dollars dry. Right. I mean, okay, the fair argument to that. What if the woman was physically disabled and legally could not work? Okay, then that's fair, you know? That's fair. You're using people's tax dollars to make your life a little bit easier because you can't legally work because of some debilitating disorder or physical abnormality. Fine, that's fair. That's fair. But when you're perfectly capable of getting a 9-to-5 job just like the rest of us, and then you refuse to get a job and just sit on your fucking ass and expect everyone else to fucking pay your bills. No, dude, that's not cool. I mean, people want to talk shit and say, oh, you make a living painting sticks. No, I make a living selling wands. I make a living doing something I love doing, which is carving wands. I'm pretty sure if you could get a job doing something you love doing, you'd do it too. And that's why you're talking shit, because you're jealous. Speaking of wands, tomorrow I'll be gathering a couple of supplies to, make another batch of wands, which is going to include a crystal scepter. Yeah. The crystal scepters sell pretty quickly, so buy it when you can. I'm going to need to make a trip to the bank and take out some money and then take the Casper City bus up to Home Depot, get some copper wire, some sandpaper, and some more spray paint. And I always get so many curious questions whenever I go to Home Depot to get copper wire for my scepters. Oh, you make wands? That's cool. Yeah. Can we see an example? Here you go. But no, that's off topic. I mean, I don't sit on my Asperger's and use my autism as an excuse not to work. You know, so how is it any different for these females who are perfectly capable of working? You know, maybe they ask a trusted female friend or their mom to watch their kids while they're at work. I've known plenty of single parents who don't use the excuse of, well, I got kids and I'm single. You know, that's a shitty excuse. I'm just saying, you want to sit there and say that you're a single parent trying to raise kids and that's why you can't work. Right. That's a shitty excuse. I mean, if you're physically disabled and it makes raising your kids that much harder, okay, fine. That's understandable. But if you're capable of getting a job and hiring someone you trust to watch your kids, then what's the excuse? And really, that chick bitching about how she wants all men to die, that chick is just 10 degrees of insufferable. And you wonder why men are starting this movement of men going on their own. I can't imagine why. I cannot imagine why. I got some cherry pipe tobacco. Pack. Charlight. Tap. And light again. Put that in your pipe and smoke it. Peace the fuck out. Oh yeah, and fuck sexism, fuck racism, fuck double standards in our society.